Kitchen, baby, and you know what it means. G. Marie gon' come around. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, let's start the show.
Hey hair care hotties, it's your girl G. Marie and welcome to another episode of the Hair Kitchen. In today's episode, I'll be demonstrating a basic layer haircut and a basic set of finger waves. As you all may have noticed, finger waves are trending right now, and as styles come and go, this one has decided to come back. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned. So the first thing we're going to do is section our mannequin into 4 sections. And we're going to clip each section up and out of the way. 4 sections helps to lay the groundwork for a great haircut, hairstyle, anything that you're doing. You could always start with your 4 basic sections. And as you'll notice, I'm clipping the sections up as I move around the head. What 4 sections does professionally when you're working on a client, it helps you to know where you've started, where you're going, and where you're going to finish. For example, if you get pulled away from your client for a second and you just have the hair loose everywhere, when you come back, you're not going to be as clear as to where you were, as opposed to if you have 4 sections, you'll know exactly where to pick up where you left off. So 4 sections isn't just for beginners, it's for anyone who likes to stay consistent and likes structure and order in their approach to hairstyling. Okay, so I'm going to start the haircut top down. You can start at the bottom, you can start at the top. As you can see, I've dropped my 2 sections in the back, and I'm going to take a small section across the top. I'm going to just take a small section here, and this will use to establish our guide. And our guide is going to be the length of the hair that we plan on cutting, as well as the length of the hair we plan on leaving. So you'll see how long I'm going to leave the hair and what's going to be cut off. So we're taking off about 3 inches, and we're going to follow this guide throughout the entire haircut. And this is a layered haircut, so the guide is traveling, meaning it's not going to stay in the same place the entire time. As you can see, I drop the section, I resection across, and then I find my guide again. As you'll see the guide right there in between my fingers, and the hair that is next to the guide is what we cut to meet the guide. So the guide is a very important part of having a precision haircut. Once you're finished with your client, you'll go through and check to make sure that it's even, but it all starts with following your guide from start to finish. Now, as you can see, I'm cutting it on down to the nape area and following my guide. You'll see the guide really clearly through this section. And you can see it because it's the solid line that's right below my fingers every time I take my section. And when I comb the section up, you see the guide right there. That line is called your guide. And this is a 90-degree state board haircut. So anyone coming in wanting layers, wanting you to take weight out of the hair, if their hair is too bulky and too full, you can use this haircut to help that client feel less weight and less bulk. Now I completely turned the head so that I could continue to see my guide, and you guys will be able to see the guide as well. Every time I comb up a section, you see the line right there at my fingers. That is the guide. And we are leaving the length below and cutting the excess off. You may notice that I am combing the hair slightly toward myself, and that's just to keep me moving around the head properly, because if I comb the hair constantly away from myself, then I am cutting the hair out of the natural growth pattern. And as you can see now, I'm chasing the mannequin head is just moving around, so I have to be careful with how I'm handling the stand because it's not being my friend. So you can see each section. I comb it toward me first, and then comb it straight up, but making sure I'm combing it toward myself to make sure that I'm not over directing left or right, but I'm cutting that hair straight up out of where it grows. That's a perfect example of making sure we are combing the hair that we are cutting straight up out of where it grows. So now I'm starting to cut the front section. And this mannequin stand, y'all, it is really requiring me to do a lot of extra work. The amount of tension that I'm putting on the hair is a challenge because I keep pulling I gotta hold on, comb it, and section by section, but having good tension, and then not so much that I then spin the mannequin's head around. So you see we're coming straight off of our section directly from the way the hair grows out of the scalp. That is important. This is a way for you guys to be able to see. Oh, perfect. You can see. You can really see my guide right here when I get the comb. That's the guide. Leaving the bottom a little longer. Overextending a little bit, but we haven't cut the perimeter yet either, so we're still working on the interior. So this is a 90 basic layer haircut, which is what's done at State Board now. When I finished school, the 45 was the haircut that was done, and you'll get to see that demonstration in another video. But I was so traumatized because I had to go to State Board twice because I failed my haircut the first time I went doing the 45, and then the second time I went I passed with flying colors. But I didn't do that haircut my entire career. I did this haircut, a blunt haircut, a bob, a gypsy shag, a 180, but a 45, you couldn't get me to cut a 45 with a 45. So when I bought the beauty school that I used to own, I realized you're going to have to teach the 45, and I was so good at the haircut by then. It was just amazing. I amazed myself with it. So it just goes to show sometimes the things we stay away from are some of the very things that we're really, really good at, and we don't give ourselves a chance because of something that happened one way or another, and we should just forgive ourselves and move on. But yeah, I can cut a 45 with the best of them. Welcome to the Hair Kitchen. Let G. Marie take care of your hair. Visit us on Style Seat for appointments or call 443-490-5777 and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. There's something for everyone in the Hair Kitchen. This is a haircut that's really good for someone who wants to keep some length, but they don't want to have the work of trying to reach around behind them and go way past their shoulders and roll it at night or pin curl it, things like that. If you're wearing your hair naturally curly, it helps to not weigh the curls down because the length isn't so long that it flattens your hair out. It's just a very versatile haircut. You can blow it dry, you can wear it natural, you can still roll it, you can pin curl it, you can twist it if you like, you can finger wave this hair. You could do a lot of different things with this style. She still has fullness, but we've just taken off some of the weight and the bulkiness that can happen when you have longer curly hair. So what I'm doing right now is cross-checking to make sure I don't have any points or holidays or pieces that don't blend in with the section, so that when we're done, it's even all over. So to cut the front, I take a little bit of the back and use it as my guide to establish the guide in the front sections of the hair, because again, we have 4 sections. And I'm cutting this haircut top down. I'll have to show you guys a haircut, this exact same kind of haircut, where you cut bottom up. So it's just on how you feel. If you want to just pick up hair and you don't really want to have to section, you can pick up and cut easily when you cut top down. When you cut from the bottom up, you tend to need to have clips to hold the hair up and out of the way. And just watch this mannequin as she moves around while I'm trying to cut the hair and hold the section and keep the mannequin from spinning. It's a very interesting haircut here. Now I'm cutting the top, taking a section from the previously cut section and getting the guide for the other side. I just tapped on my finger to show you guys where the guide was, and we are on our way to the home stretch of cutting the other side of this haircut. And that was to show you to be straight up from the section so that you cut that hair right where it lives. So now I have my guide on the other side, and I used hair from that side to find it. Okay, now we're getting our guide going here. You'll be able to see it in a moment as I start cutting it. There you go. This would be considered a look and learn class if stylists were present, because they wouldn't be hands-on. They would just be watching and asking questions about the haircut during the process.
The Hair Kytchen, baby, and you know what it means. G Marie gon' come around. She gon' really lay it down. She gon' tell y'all all about everything she knows about beauty in this industry. Everything you need to see, hair color and history, business opportunities. So you better listen up real good. The Hair Kitchen is in your hood. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, let's start the show.